So another reason why I was really excited to have you guys on here is because um, the couple pairing of ENFJ and ENFP is not the most common. It's not the most rare either, but it's not the most common. And I thought that was really interesting. And more interesting yet is the fact that I have seen you here for several days, be together and plan your days and go about your business and make meals and do all these different domestic type things and marriage, marital partner type things. And I've noticed that you have, beyond having a great chemistry, you have mad chops for dealing with one another, and you have, as I say, words of John Gottman, massive positive sentiment override with one another, and mad skills and generosity of spirit, and you just work really, really well as a team on a minute by minute basis, and it's unmistakable. It's right in your face. Mm-hmm. So now, what I want to ask each of you is, and I'll start with Shauna. Could you speak a little bit about what are the things that your ENFP partner, CT husband, does for you that you really appreciate?
Awesome. Well, he does a lot of things that we appreciate. I know, right? This is the good part. But I think that most importantly, the things that he's been able to help me with or to give to me are this sort of like undying support. I know it's kind of cheesy sounding, but when I get overwhelmed with the world, when I have too many things going on in my brain, he's just perpetually there. He's always he's not about the big romantic gestures. I was talking with friends recently, and we were talking about, oh, my boyfriend bought me flowers, and I was like, oh, I don't think CD's ever bought me flowers, but if I'm feeling sad or something like that, he'll just know, and he'll just make me dessert. Like, he'll just, sneak away. Like, he'll make dinner, he'll do all of the dishes, and then I'm, sitting there on the couch doing work or watching TV or something, and he'll just, sneak away and, make me cake. I don't... and that's totally better than flowers. And so it's just that every single day, knowing, without any question, without any doubt, that he is there and he cares about me and he cares not even necessarily about me, but he cares about us. So I think that's probably, and that has helped me immensely to be a little bit more, middle of the road, because I'll get very overwhelmed or I'll get anxious, and knowing that no matter what, he's always there, and will always pick up the phone if I call him, and will always come home if I need him to. And but it's not in a controlling kind of way, because knowing that makes me feel like I don't have to call on it as much, because it's this implicit promise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then for me, what do you do for me? What do you do for me? I think the biggest thing for me has been your taking my chaos and turning it into positive structure. Yeah. Is probably been the biggest thing, is because before ENFPs were dreamers. We have all of these big thoughts and we love seeing the world, but sometimes it's like, why can't I fly the helicopter and be the chef and be the doctor? It's like, why can't I do all of those things at once? And then a lot of times when I'm presented with a problem or a situation, I can see, because with the perceiving and the intuition, it's just all of a sudden, here's 75 bazillion different solutions to the problem, but they're all there and I have no idea which one to pick, and I get overwhelmed. So a lot of times I have a vision, I know where I want to end up, and I know where I am right now, but I'm like, I don't know how to get from here to here. And what Shanna does is she's, over time, has learned to take my fluffy cloud ideas and to kind of be like, okay, cool, so you want to be here, you want here, and we can do either this, this, and this, or we can go this, this, and this, or this, this, and this, and then presents me with the options and says, hey, okay, fine, pick one. And then I pick one, and she sketches out a pathway and then gives me the actionable steps to make it happen, and then gives me the freedom to to go and do that. Also, providing structure with at the same time making me think that there is no structure.
Yeah, I always
Brilliant.
it's all that PJ stuff, and so we finally figured out that what he really wants in life is to have J walls to pee in.
J walls,
which sounds really silly.
Yeah.
And so but he has no idea how to create those walls. He doesn't want them to be too close. He doesn't want necessarily be able. They're not blinders. They're just reasonable hedges that sort of keep you along a reasonable pathway. But there's still a lot of latitude within that path. And it's not my path. I haven't necessarily chosen it. Like, you have to follow this path because I say so. It was a path that he chose. I just was like, well, this seems like a reasonable path. Would you like to go on this path? And he's like, sure. And I'm like, cool. I'll create all these, like, beautiful hedges for you on the side so that you can kind of, like, sort of follow that path while still, like, checking out this bush over here. And that's
Pretty much to a T. To a T. Hells yeah. Hells yes. So thank you.
Yeah.
What,